So we are doing authentic Ghana Shito that you can use to eat wache, ordinary rice, different things that you want. I've blended the dry shrimps. I'm doing the dry herrings. If your blender is not strong, you don't. I'm using butcher mix. That's why I was able to blend it with the blender. I will not pick out the bones because my blender is strong. Then I'm using ginger paste, fresh ginger that I did by myself, garlic paste, I did it by myself too. I'm using a lot of onions too. See, onions. I'm using a lot of onions. I'll just put a little bit, like 2 spoons of paste. I'll put like 3 or 4 habanero, and I'm using dry pepper. My husband and my daughter, they like pepper a lot. Then I'm going to use olive oil because that's what we use. Olive oil and some spices. So I'll carry you guys along. Blending my pepper, my dry pepper, my herring, my shrimp. So I toasted rosemary, curry, bay leaf, basil, some little cloves, and nutmeg. So I'm going to blend it now. I don't want the water inside my shito, so I'm using oil to blend it. I've already blended ginger, so I want to cook down the ginger before I start adding the onions and the oil and everything. So ginger and garlic, I already have them in the freezer, so I want to cook them down before adding every other thing. My ginger, I've cooked down my ginger and garlic, so I'm adding my oil. I use oil to blend I'll add more oil too. I use oil to blend the onions because I didn't want to use the water too. I'm trying to reduce the water that I'm using as much as possible. So I'm pouring my blended onions, both yellow onions, purple onions, and shallot. For over 30 minutes, I'm going to fry it for like an hour or 2. Then when the oil is separated from the onions and ginger, then I'll start adding the rest things. Stirring it, that's the one thing about the shito. You'll be stirring and stirring because you don't want the under to burn, because that burnt the burnt area will taste bitter. So you stir and stir and stir. I've been stirring for over 1 hour and it's still not okay. The onions will cook very well and dry before I start adding all the rest things. For almost 2 hours now. The onions is not, and onions, garlic, ginger, it's not yet the way I want it. I want it onions is separated from the oil. I've been turning for an hour plus. So it's time to do my tomato paste, but I mixed it with my habanero pepper. That's why it's like this. So I will after putting it, I will turn it, stir for like 30 minutes before I'll start adding other things. Yes, I've been frying the tomato for almost 20 minutes now. So it remain like 10 minutes so that the tomato will dry. Then So in about 30 minutes, this is what it looks like. So I'm adding a little bit of curry, and I'm adding my bay leaf, adding my spices, and I'm adding my Shito mix, and I'll continue stirring. So I was able to get this number of jars for my Shito. One big jar, this one that is following it, then this one, then this last one that we'll start eating from. Please guys, help me subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Facebook, Sionzeka, my TikTok at MamaZ50. Thank you. See you later.